Hey everybody, it's Pam and Bill at Country Living Newbie Custom Decor in Spring Hill, Tennessee. We are sorry we're a little bit late. We're trying to get the store closed up and customers were needing us, so here we are. Thank you for joining. For those of you who have not joined us for a live before, we are a premier Dixie Belle retailer in beautiful Spring Hill, Tennessee. We're actually in a totally different area than we normally do our live videos. So if you could let us know, number one, are we coming through okay? And is the picture okay? And can you hear us okay? Because this room is like pretty far from our Wi-Fi center of gravity. So hopefully we're coming through okay. We got lights shining everywhere, windows everywhere. And we got an echo. So hopefully you're gonna be able to see and hear everything very good. So last week or about 10 days ago, we started doing this table. This was a dark wood coffee table. So you can kind of see how dark it was. And we painted it in Dixie Belle's drop cloth. And I kind of put our arsenal of tools and products up here. So we have, first of all, we cleaned it. So the first thing you must do before you start getting your paint on is to clean. So we use Dixie Belle's White Lightning, which is a TSP-based formula cleaner. And it removes dirt, grease, grime, helps to degloss a little bit, and really prepares your surface for your chalk paint adhering as best as possible. So first we cleaned. And then we painted with drop cloth, which is a very pretty antique white. It's got a little bit of an undertone of beige. Dixie Belle makes, I think, 4 or 5 different whites. And this one is just real pretty for a nice beige undertone.
Amanda and Truly reaching out saying hi.
Hey guys, thanks for joining. Can you just give us like a thumbs up and make sure like...
Amanda says looks good.
Okay. Yeah, we have to kind of play with the lighting and stuff, so let us know if we need to adjust something. So after we did 2 coats of Dixie Belle's drop cloth, we sanded lightly in between, and I don't even like to use the word sanding, it's more of a smoothing. So we used a 400 grit sandpaper, and this only took 2 coats, so it covered beautifully. And then we did 3 coats of Gator Hide on the top. I always like to do the toughest top coat on the tops of tables that are gonna get lots of use, that things might get spilled on and moved around a lot on, so a heavy use, high traffic area, you want to use a tough top coat. So we use Dixie Belle's Gator Hide, that's their toughest. And then I couldn't really decide what to do with the rest of it, and you know, it's hard, especially if you're new to using a mineral chalk paint, to get a streak-free or brushstroke-free surface when you have this much surface area. So, you know, it looked okay, but I still thought it looked a little streaky after we did the Gator Hide. So we decided to go ahead and antique it, which kind of thought we were going to do anyway, but we did it a little bit different than we normally would do. So what we're going to use tonight is Voodoo Gel Stain in Tobacco Road. Dixie Belle makes a water-based gel stain. There are 5 different colors. They also make an oil-based gel stain, but we're going to be using the water-based one. This can be used like a glaze. So there's lots of different color glazes, but there's also the water-based gel stain that you can use just like a glaze. So we're going to have our Voodoo gel stain. We're going to have our Mister bottle. And we're going to be using Dixie Belle's mini synthetic 2-inch synthetic brush to apply our gel stain. There's lots of different ways to do this. You can use a sponge, a rag. So this is just the way we decided to do it on this table.
Brenda says shared.
Yay, thank you, Brenda. Yeah, guys, share and like and comment and all that good stuff.
And Kayla wrote #newbie.
I love it. So we already did part of this table, and I did the whole top surface. We're gonna do the bottom one. Probably should have done it vice versa, but we really didn't plan on doing a video until we really got going on this.
The lighting on the bottom here is atrocious.
Oh no. All right, well, we'll be able to see.
So it's going to be hard to see
We'll do the front and we'll do the drawers. So
this
we'll
is
try
the
to.
front without anything on it. Get out of my light.
I'm sorry. well. How about like look over here, like under there? Can you see? Oh,
It's
that's
such a glare.
that is bad. Okay.
It's such a glare.
Okay.
It's really bad. But the finished product we can kind of see pretty good, especially if we go down the surface.
And you know what? We can go over the top one more time,
Yeah.
just to show everybody how to do it.
Amy says hi.
Hey, Amy.
Brenda shared.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. And this was so impromptu. We decided like like an hour ago we're gonna do this because we were really loving the way it came out. So we're gonna get started. Paper plate. So we're gonna take our gel stain in Tobacco Road and we're gonna shake it up really well. So sometimes when you have a bottle that's been sitting for a while, I'll show you right here, you get this separation. So you always want to make sure you shake it real well and make sure all your color is consistent.
Yeah, where's the product?
Yeah, so
Finish.
yeah, right.
Is this all product
It's
in
full,
here?
yeah.
This is a full bottle, but that's the tint.
Yep, yep. And if we shake it, so this is their up and smoke one. But when you shake it, then you can see fills up the whole bottle. So give it a good shake. This is a very user-friendly product. Again, it's water-based. It's very forgiving. Again, we first top-coated this with Gator Hide. So the reason we did that was to help our gel stain move around a whole lot easier and gives us a little more what we call open time. So we don't have to, worry about putting the gel stain on and immediately wiping it off because it's sealed, it's not going to get sucked into the paint as quickly. So you got a lot more time to play. So this is going to be a problem. Let's do this.
Just to show everyone what we're dealing with, the only way we could get light down here was to do this.
This is terrible, guys.
This is underneath the top of the cabinet.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we had a delightful customer in the store talking about our paint classes, so we wanted to make sure we got her all the information she needed before we came up. Okay, so I'm gonna squirt some of this onto my paper plate. And I've got my wonderful synthetic brush. I'm gonna dampen it. I like to use this really damp with the gel stain. It's water-based, so you can absolutely mix it with water. And you can kind of see how heavy I'm going on here. Now, if I did not put a clear coat or Gator Hide on this first, this would be taking up with the paint a lot quicker. But it's really right now just sitting on top of the Gator Hide. And I recommend, until you get comfortable using the product, work in small sections. You don't have to go across the whole thing right away. We're gonna go kind of half across and then we're gonna finish the other half. And I'm getting into all these little nooks and crannies down here because I want that stain to sit in, and then I'm gonna wipe it off a lot of the high points.
What is it, an English muffin?
The nooks and crannies
Yeah.
to hold your nooks and crannies to hold your Voodoo gel stain. So now I'm just taking a t-shirt rag,
Probably one of mine.
and I'm wiping it off. And this is like instant gratification with this stuff. I mean, as soon as you wipe it back, you're like, you just want to sing. It's just so pretty. I won't sing though. Bill might sing.
Probably
What
not.
do you sing? So you can take off as much as you want, leave as much as you want. If it feels a little heavy, if you spray it, you can wipe a whole lot more back. So don't be afraid to use your mister bottle to get the coverage that you want. If it's too heavy, just spray it and take some of it off. That's the beauty of Dixie Belle's products being water-based. You just can really play with them and get different looks, different variations of coverage. We're gonna go into this spot here. How's our lighting? Terrible?
Pretty bad.
I hate that. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Usually we're downstairs in our paint room, but this was just too big. So I got it down here where I already, you know, kind of wiped it back, but it's no big deal because we got time. And I got it up top. Who cares? It's still coming off. And you got to kind of watch your sides because if it sits there, it gets a little heavy. I actually don't want it as heavy in there. I want it to be kind of random.
Question, once this is dry, what do we do with it?
Nothing.
Do you need to reseal it?
Nope. You do not need to reseal it.
Could you?
You could. Yep. But you don't need to. Okay. So I think, I mean, it's that easy. Let's move down.
Shelly Brandt is watching.
Hey, Shelly. How are you? Congratulations. I think I saw you getting your ACHE, what do you call it? I used to know all that stuff.
All that nursing stuff.
All that executive
stuff.
Nursing stuff. Leadership stuff. Good for you. I'm sure that wasn't easy. All right.
Once you get all that stuff, you can quit and open up a store.
You can quit. You can be a semester away from your doctorate and then just say, done. For those of you who don't know, I'm a nurse. Was a nurse, is a nurse. I guess once a nurse, always a nurse. And I literally was a semester away from a doctorate degree. And I quit. Just quit and opened a store. Okay. Look how pretty. So again, I want it to look a little more kind of random. So I'm just kind of shooting it with water and taking it off in some spots. But it's going to sit into, you know, you can tell there's like a little bit of repairs that needed to be done to this, but we didn't do that. We want it just the way it is. And let's do this. Let's do this end. We will try to show you, because I mean, this part is easy, right? I'm just kind of dabbing. There's not a lot of surface area to work with. So we do want to show you some of the flat area and how to attack that. The Voodoo gel stain comes in 5 different colors. There's black, gray, brown, kind of like a mossy green,
and chartreuse.
And a short. You are just done. I'm gonna ask Dixie Belle to create a color
Make a
for
chartreuse?
you. Yes. And the last color is
I just like the way it sounds.
The last color. Look at this color. It's called Temptress. How cool is that? Like an aqua, pretty aqua green, blue. So pretty. We could have done that on this table. Okay, so we kind of got all around. Let's do one of these. What's the best one to do as far as lighting of these posts? What looks best on there?
Dark.
How about this one?
Probably this one. I mean, if you want to do this one.
This one?
On the back side.
Let's do this one. Okay, so now look at these gorgeous legs, or what do you call these? Legs, posts?
Turnings is fine.
Turnings? Turnings. See, that's why Bill is here. Because I just like make up words when I don't know.
It's still a leg or a...
I don't know what something is.
Could be an upright.
So if you've never joined us for one of our lives before, or you have but don't know a whole lot about us, we're a husband and wife team. We both quit our jobs last year, Bill's been a carpenter like for many years. He's old, you know, he's been doing this for a long time. In addition to being a respiratory therapist, so we were both in healthcare. And when we moved from Florida to Tennessee, Bill built a farm table. And the rest is history. We thought, hey, we could do this for a living. I never painted before. I have never painted furniture before until about 14 months ago. Maybe a little more, 16 months ago. And we discovered Dixie Belle. And if you are a beginner, this is your paint line. I mean, you will learn with this paint line, and you will grow to experiment with these products and do things. People do things I just can't even believe. I mean, so I know Amy's on. She is incredible. Go follow Amy's page. Amy, put your link, if you're still on, put your link in the comments so people can check out what you do. I learn a lot from the other retailers, but truly, this paint line is so easy. No, I can't see. Oh wow.
That's all right, either can.
You guys have to tell us if we're missing a spot.
This whole spot. Give me.
Here, you take it. See, it's nice to have a cameraman. And you see how long we're letting this sit? Like, don't worry, because it's going to wipe right back. And if it doesn't wipe back as much as we want it, we just spray it.
All right, Amy's got her Facebook page up.
Thank you. She's amazing. It was nice. God, I don't know, Amy, how many? A couple hundred retailers at the conference in Florida last month. So we kind of got to put names with faces, and just nice to be able to finally meet all the people that we've been watching all this time and learning from.
Amy says Florida was amazing.
It was fun. You want to tell anybody what you did while you were there? Or is it? It's not really a secret.
Those same spots that you missed with the brush, you're gonna get.
So I kind of like it heavier here. I might actually go back to the top. All right.
Tattoo.
For sure. Anybody have any good tattoo stories they want to share? I have one, and I cry. I have one on my lower back, and it's some dragonflies and cherry blossoms, and I got it with my sister at the same time. We were facing each other, and she was taking hers like a big girl, and I was crying.
She also has other tattoos.
And the guy, so the tattoo artist was like, we're gonna use a really light needle on you. And my tattoo is like, looks like it's 100 years old because it's so light. Okay. What do we think? Loving this, huh? So, you know, just kind of keep it wet until you get it the way you want it. Dixie Belle makes a glaze called Van Dyke Brown. It's pretty similar to this, but I don't know. I just love using these Voodoo gel stains like a glaze. What do we think?
Looks good. If
Nice.
I pull back a little bit, we get to see the whole. Because you did this backside already, didn't you?
Yep.
So that looks wonderful.
Let's. I'm not gonna do the bottom on the video because I just don't think it's gonna be able to see it good enough. Do we want to try to do? Let's do the drawers. Let's do the drawers. What do you think? You guys see that?
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Good.
Through the camera, anyway. I don't know about the.
Okay. So on the drawer, and again, this has 2 coats of drop cloth and I think I just put 1 coat of Gator Hide on this. The top has 3 coats of Gator Hide.
1 coat will still prevent the stain from absorbing into the paint.
Yeah. And it'll give it enough protection. I don't think people are going to be setting drinks and spilling drinks on the drawers. So, hopefully not anyway. Let's see, needs more.
That would be some party.
You see how far this is going. I only used the little bit that I squirted on my plate. We got to figure out what we're doing with the hardware on this thing, because the hardware is pretty boring.
I say use wooden knobs and put a
We
transfer
can do
on
a
it.
little Prima
Or a
transfer.
stamp or something.
Ooh, that light's hot. I feel like a movie star, like I'm on stage. Okay.
It shouldn't be hot, it's LED.
Oh. Feels hot. I'm gonna wet this a little bit and take my same rag. There's just something about that. When you wipe it across, now this is getting kind of dry up here. I can feel my rag kind of sticking. There we go. So a little bit of water, as long as you don't wait too long, but you can respray it and reactivate it to move it around a little bit more.
Look at those corners.
Gorgeous. Who wants to buy a coffee table? We have a kids workshop in here tomorrow. So we have a local artist. Her name is Michelle Helders, and she is doing a kids for 6 and up rainbow unicorn paint workshop tomorrow. So we gotta get this whole room cleared out for a bunch of little kids. We do lots of workshops, guys. We have 9 workshops in April. It's the most we've ever had. So we're excited about that. All right. Does this look? I can't see over there. Let me think. Don't we make a good team?
Oops.
I cannot see that at all.
No, I'm gonna do it.
All right. So let's look at the drawers side by side now. Or how about on top of each other? So there's the difference. Nice. So the hardware for these is just is that. So we're gonna change that up a little bit. We'll figure something out. All right, well, I don't think we're gonna get to do the flat surface just because I don't want to torture you guys with bad lighting. But when you do the flat surface, I find it best to use the flat brush, the 2-inch. Doesn't have to be the mini, I just happen to like that. And try to go one side to the other with long strokes. You don't want to get halfway through, stop, and keep going. Try to make your last stroke kind of all the way across, right? Because then you won't see the breaks so much in your brush strokes. And use your mister bottle. I basically just kind of slapped on my gel stain and sprayed it with my mister bottle and just kept it real wet and moved it around. And then when I wiped it off, I made sure I started from one end and I went all the way down. Because if you stop, lift your rag up, you're going to kind of get that line of, I'm going to use a big word now, demarcation. But if that happens, don't fret. Spray it with your mister bottle and just reactivate it and go right back over it. So I think we'll stop there. If anyone, thanks for joining, guys. Please share. I appreciate you guys jumping on. I know it was kind of last minute, but we really wanted to show how pretty the drop cloth and the Voodoo Gel Stain Tobacco Road looks and getting that real antique, kind of classy antique look.
Yeah, came out nice.
Yeah, came out great. So we'll post the final picture, and we'll let you know what we do with the knobs when we figure that out. Thanks for joining, guys. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments, and we'll go back and we'll make sure we get them all answered. Have a great night. Have a good weekend. See y'all.